4.
Farnsworth on your left.
2 Siege Rhinos,
That's the perfect.
2 Collective Brutality, 2 Liliana Last Hope, 2 Gideon Allies in a car, 2 Thoughtseize, 3 Hymnotorak.
Perfect numbers. No card drawing.
Sylvan Library, 1.
Oh, okay. 4 Dark Confidant, 2, I suppose.
Yeah.
Green and black card drawing. Any Read the Bones?
1 on the board, maybe?
That would be wild.
No.
Nikolich, an Open champion earlier this year, beat Kevin Jones in the finals when we were in Columbus. And Jeskai control in Modern, he really helped put that deck on the map. Now he'll be wastelanding something.
Now we'll do this to each other.
Here's a Delver of Secrets. A couple of active Deathrite Shamans as well. So it looks like Nikolich is in pretty good shape right now. He's also got a Lightning Bolt in hand. And in with Deathrite. I always love to see a Deathrite attack because it's just so rare.
Yep. You usually need the second one.
Yeah. Only the top couple of cards here will Farnsworth with the Sylvan Library. See if you like to pay any life to keep some of them. Right now, Timothy appears to be pretty far behind. As he has found a card he's happy with the library, he'll play a land. Celtics fan is going to sacrifice a fetch land here, fall down to 18. And we'll see what land he wants to search up. A beautiful basic plains from Unstable.
Would be a bingo spot if, you know, I hadn't already lost.
You can still win. You can still get second, man. Maybe you're playing against people at home. Let's go with that.
Who have made up their own bingo boards.
That's potential for that. That's a Toxic Deluge.
If this resolves, Nikolich is in a lot of trouble. This is, you know, the story of these mid-range V, these Delver decks. If you can get out of the first couple of turns, your position's really good. And it looked like Farnsworth was falling really far behind. Now the board's even. He's got more mana and a Sylvan Library and just better cards in his deck. Should be a commanding position.
Can we make that card standard legal? Too good.
Toxic Deluge?
Yeah.
A little too good.
A little too good. Here's another Delver. Sylvan Library time. A couple of new ones here, given that Farnsworth did a...
Choke, yes.
Given that Farnsworth did sacrifice a fetch land.
It's not even that good here, but why would you not?
It's kind of hard to pass up on. Lock him.
Well, he didn't daze the Deluge, so he's not dazing this.
There's Choke. Well, Delver. Delver, take me home. That's Stifle?
Daze.
That's a Daze, thank you.
Daze is nice here. I can pick up the Underground.
Pick up the Underground, see? That's not bad.
It's not bad.
In for 3. All right, next step here for Farnsworth. He's got to get that Delver off the battlefield. Gonna Sylvan Library it up. Patrick's on the edge of his seat. What other haymaker?
Farnsworth very close to locking up this game. If you can answer this Insectile Apparition, I think he is a huge favorite. But he's got to actually be able to do it.
There's a little something like Lingering Souls.
Lingering Souls would be really Lingering Souls.
There we go.
Yes, there we go.
2 spirits on the way.
Now we're at parity, essentially. Just on the attackers and blockers, and Farnsworth with a lot more resources to work with.
There we go. Get those mismatched spirits out of here. That was painful. All right, we're back over to Benjamin. He's drawing a Flooded Strand. You're going to get to use that one time. He'll pass the turn back.
Yeah, attacking here just too bad into the Lingering Souls. He could bolt a blocker should Farnsworth tender a double block, but then you got to be able to deal with the flashback. If he can't do it, it's just spending too many resources to not accomplish anything. Yeah,
just don't think an attack is good at all. I think Benjamin realized that. Now he's probably got to play for something like True Name Nemesis at this point. 2 copies in the main deck. Oh, we're getting aggressive.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
We are getting aggressive.
Signaling something like maybe a Marsh Casualties.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Liliana the Last Hope.
That makes sense.
Nice. Nice. And Delver did not block, but it won't be doing much good attacking either.
Well, Nikolich gets an okay attack next turn as he can attack the Liliana for 1 and bolt to finish off. But those exchanges are so brutal in the face of choke.
Mm-hmm. Those are the kind of exchanges that Timothy Farnsworth wants Ben to make. Liliana down to 3. And you get 1 shot with that volcanic.
You can see it's maybe he has to do it. It probably does, but
there is the bolt going over there.
Doing this through choke is excruciating.
Let's take a look at choke, if we can.
Islands don't untap.
They don't make them like they used to.
They do not.
Some of my favorite hate cards: choke, compost.
Right. The card is named after the experience you're having.
Flash fires and boil.
Yep. Acid rain.
Yeah. I don't remember what that one does. That destroy target forest?
It's blue and destroys forest from Legends.
Nice.
All right.
And of course, who can forget the Circle of Protection series?
Yes. Gloom.
Yeah.
Karma.
All great hate cards.
My favorite duality on the hate cycle is green getting a Swamp Walker.
Okay.
In Tempest.
Okay.
While black got Perish.
Yeah. Green got, is that true?
There's a 4-cost 3/3 Landwalker. It's some sort of bear. There's the anti-blue one. That's a snake. I think the Swamp Walker is a bear.
Okay. Okay.
So you get that.
Yeah. And I get to kill all your stuff.
And you can't block it.
Yep.
So that's something. And what I get is that and all your other green creatures are dead. They can't regenerate. They also can't regenerate.
Which is a green ability.
Right.
That's a green ability.
They also can't regenerate.
Yep.
Just in case, you thought your albino troll might be okay. It's not.
That's
Put that
important.
in the graveyard too.
That's important. That's dead forever. Delver will transform, but they're not attacking. They are just sitting steady. Sylvan Library generating a lot of advantage here for Farnsworth. Not paying any life to draw any more cards, just all about card selection at this point. Actually finding what he needs every turn. And that is a Deathrite Shaman. Nikolich's plan, it's really ugly, but he does have a plan. I will give him that. He has Marsh Casualties in hand.
Yep.
He needs to pick up one of those Underground Seas with Daze, and then draw a land, draw a fetch. That will clear out all the spirit tokens.
How many Underground Seas are in his deck? Because it's
hope
double
3.
black.
3.
And has he lost one to Wasteland?
I do not believe so.
Okay.
Picked up a copy of Forked Bolt.
Because if he has no Underground Seas left in his deck, then he has to Daze twice.
Which will be pretty difficult.
It's really hard to do.
You take a look at Nikolich's board, however. Let's say that Farnsworth were to find a Wasteland here, just as an example.
Yep.
I think he'd go after the Volcanic Island.
Yeah, he might. It's hard to have exactly Marsh Casualties on your radar here.
Yeah. Let's see what this is. That's going to be annoying. It's another Liliana. Might be time to fire off that Daze. Yep. It's got to try to get a little luck. Ooh, no way. Is he going to get that lucky?
You gonna let this go?
Okay.
Yeah, I play. Yeah, okay.
Whew. All right, Liliana's in. Delver has been slowed down.
I think my preference would have been here for Farnsworth to make an attack, maybe with just one spirit first, just to see. Because if you activate the Liliana first, then he can block with the 3/2 in front of the other spirit. You don't kill anything.
Yep.
But if you just attack as the first order of business, resolve your Liliana, and then if you want to attack once, and then at least you start chipping away a little bit. You don't want your position looks commanding, but you don't want Nikolich to just have all the draw steps in the world.
Nikolich drew another Daze, by the way.
That lets him get the other swamp back.
Unlocking the Marsh Casualties as Deathrite Shaman does a little bit of exiling.
Yeah, I mean, it's really important for Farnsworth not to treat this game like it's locked up.
Yes. Yes. because it is not locked up. There's a windswept teeth.
You gotta start sending in some of these spirits. At least one. Just one is enough for me.
Because that'll at least let you keep shipping through some damage.
Right. And Nikolich can't really block. So.
And you're saying, of course, that you want to attack with one before.
Right, because you don't
activating.
want to just be able to put the 3/2 in front of one.
Like, oh, what do we have here?
Okay. Yeah, if you're attacking with all, then it doesn't really matter if you're doing it pre or post.
Zealous Persecution. This March Casualties plans was not going to work.
Oh, boy.
That was not going to work.
Oh, boy. I mean, Nikolich had this set up pretty well, but with this happening, he's going to lose his whole battlefield. Even if he marks casualties, he's still way behind.
Nikolich is going to check his sideboard to see, what am I drawing to? Do I have outs in this situation? Can I beat this stinking choke?
I think this is too much.
So I think what he is asking himself is, okay, how many forces do I have left? Because I need to brainstorm into one.
Yeah.
I have to.
The Marsh Casualty plan is off the table.
Young Pyromancer, Ancient Grudge, Underground Sea. I think number 8 on our SCG Tour leaderboard.
Well, he
is dead.
he still has the days, plus he's drawn his Underground Sea, so he actually could still march casualties next turn, but there really isn't going to be a next turn. Nikolich is losing his whole board here.
And losing a lot of life, too.
Yeah. And Farnsworth gets to keep the Deathrite Shaman for his trouble also.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 is going to come across, he loses a spirit.
We can't forget about Deathrite Shaman and having to face down the inevitability of Liliana. I think just too much for Benjamin Nikolich to overcome. There's a, I don't even know what that is.
Stoneforge Mystic.
Oh, sure.
It's not a bad last one to have here.
Sure. Here's big days. Getting back that volcanic island for that forked bolt. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
We're out here fighting a good fight.
And a sword for the Stoneforge Mystic.
Is that good?
Farnsworth's position looks solid to me.
It's been a minute since we've been here in the booth, but yeah, I think Timothy Farnsworth is doing just fine, and he is doing fine. He's going to win this match over Benjamin Nikolich, 2-1. Abzan Deathblade, not a deck that we see a lot of in Legacy, but it's good right now, taking care of Grissus Delver. Timothy Farnsworth moves on to 4-0. Benjamin Nikolich going to slide down to 3-1.
Good mixture of removal, quality blockers, and more powerful cards.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways that you can put that recipe together to try to have a good matchup against Delver. This is more of an Abzan cards sort of strategy, but you saw everything really on display there. Lingering Souls held down the fort. The choke was devastating when that resolved. And once the game slowed down a little bit, he's just drawing to more powerful Magic cards than his opponent is.
Yep.
And, if you're able to drive the game out and maximize that edge, you're going to have a really high win rate.
The goal is for games to never get to that point for Grissus Delver.
Yeah.
If a game gets to that point, it's very hard to come back. Choke, of course, resolving is going to be difficult for them to beat. And though Nikolich should kind of craft a game plan around getting cutesy with dazes and march casualties, never really came together because the Sylvan Library was just too much to overcome. I think that's ultimately what doomed Nikolich there.
Yeah, he didn't have enough pressure, and Sylvan Library over a long game like that is going to accrue a lot of advantage, especially when you're drawing to things like Choke and Stoneforge Mystic. These single cards that if they resolve and go unchecked, that's basically the whole game right there.
And that was the entire game. So Timothy Farnsworth going to move on to 4-0. Benjamin Nikolich going to slide down to 3-1, which means we've got 4 rounds in the books. We got 5 to go, and as is customary here on the SCG Tour, round number 5 means we're going to take questions from
the commentariat.
There it is.
The peanut gallery.
That as well. That's the nice
rabble.
Ooh, I like that.
You.
That's
you.
That's you at
I'm
home.
talking about you in the third person, but all of you at once.
In a broader sense.
Yeah.
In a broader sense.
The royal you. All of you.
If that's a thing. Hashtag SCGWOR with your questions about anything.
Right.
Masters 25.
Yep.
Jason Bloodbraid Unbanned in Modern. What we think's going to do well in Legacy and Modern and Standard. What's going on in that format? Magic is actually pretty healthy right now. I think it's pretty good. I think like
so.
all the formats are actually really good.
Yep.
Standard seems really sweet, even though I got some problems with the Scarab God. It's a little much for me.
It's a touch too much.
It's a little much for me. A little too powerful of a card. But Standard's in a good spot. Modern, obviously in a great spot. And now with Jason Bloodbraid being back, things are, who knows what's going to happen. And then Legacy, we haven't covered Legacy that much this year. And we haven't covered, I don't know if we did the Legacy Opens last year or not, because my brain doesn't work anymore. But it's been fun to watch 4 rounds so far.
Yeah, I think the format has shrunk in terms of viable decks or what people perceive to be the viable decks. But I think that is more emblematic of we've just played a lot.